What's up, you guys? After Reacts here, and today I'm going to be reacting to some more Stargate SG-1. So this is season 7, episode 11. As you can see, I got a haircut. I chopped like all my hair off, and I was very nervous and very scared to do that because I've been growing my hair for 14 years without a haircut, really, like minor trims here or there. But, like, this is short. When I bleached my hair back to blonde from the brunette, I actually had a lot of breakage in my hair. And that means that, like, literally half of my hair snapped off. And, like, you know, I would hear stories about this. I'm like, yeah, hair doesn't really snap off. No, that happened. That's why, like, there's, like, this one part of my hair at the back here that's this length. Because that snapped off. Anyways, I was mostly, you know, like, I was really irritated with, like, the texture of my hair. And, yeah, I just kind of waited and, like, used a whole bunch of different products to try and, like, rejuvenate my hair. And I realized that, like, this whole section of my hair that's now missing was just all dead. And I finally, like, I let like the broken parts grow out a little bit. And this is the length that the broken bits were. It's so bizarre because it's like when my hair was wet and I would brush it, the back of my hair, I know you guys don't get to see the back of my hair, so it doesn't really matter anyways, but the back of my hair was like, there was the left side and the right side, and then the middle, I kid you not, the middle was literally here. So I had literally, that was the back of my hair. And I was quite embarrassed by it, to be honest. And yeah, I decided that it was time to get a haircut. And that was really scary to me because the last time that I got a haircut, I was 13 years old. I'm 27 now. I was 13 years old and I asked them to cut my hair to shoulder length. And they cut it to my chin. I was not happy. I went out and bought hair extensions for the first time, like the following couple of days or weeks, I'm not even sure. And yeah, you had extensions in my hair and I was like, never again, I'm never getting my hair cut again. I didn't look good with short hair. So I was really nervous getting a haircut, and I just wanted to tell you the story about this because, oh my god, it is so weird because, like, I have a habit of, like, bringing my hair to the front, but it kind of just falls before it gets to the front now because it's so short. Anyways, that's enough talk about my hair. You guys can let me know what you guys think. Yeah. Let's go over the comments from last week's episodes of Stargate, which is the reason that you're here. You're not here about my hair. I am one of the ones... Sorry. I am one of the ones who liked and still like the other guys. So I offer my apologies. Thank you. Thank you for apologizing for your likes. Gosh. This episode wasn't as fun for me, so I don't hold it to the same level of esteem. Thank you. I actually like this episode. Felga kind of represents all the nerds who wish they could be part of the SGC, but never will. Well, I mean, yeah, but am I watching the show for that? I don't think so. When they cast the blonde assistant, did they ask for a knockoff Bernadette Wolowitz? Cute blonde, squeaky voice scientist? Yeah, I mean, I didn't make that connection before, but I mean, clearly this was out before the Big Bang Theory. So maybe there was some kind of maybe they watched Stargate. The Avenger virus affects the DHD's dial home device, not the gate itself. It scrambles the buttons on it so you can't dial out. The SGC doesn't have a DHD. They use a computer system that is dependent on the gate DHD system. Therefore, the virus that affected all of the gates wouldn't affect the SGC computers. That's why they can still dial out and no one else can. Okay, well that makes sense. Sorry you didn't like it. I figured you wouldn't based on the other guys. Yep. I also sincerely offer my apologies for some of us joy of these episodes that are led to the creation. You guys are so great. Like, you don't have to apologize. Like, I was mainly just joking about, like, I think I said something about, like, you guys are the reason that this exists and you should apologize, but, like, the fact that you guys are apologizing, you guys are cute. I like you guys. Anyways. In fact, it might have clouded my memory in regards to the last Felger episode because I don't remember you disliking it as much. I guess I'll ask which Felger episode you disliked more. Well, probably the first one, to be honest, because it had them do something. Like, at least in this one, he was kind of in his area of expertise, whereas, like, the last one, he was trying to play a hero when he didn't have any experience or anything like that. Yep, you missed Carter's explanation, right, where you were complaining about it. The condition affects the DHDs. As Stargate Man does not have a DHD, the computer was unaffected. And they were the only gate able to dial out. Right. I liked this one far more than the other guys. Felger's actually doing his job as a scientist and not bumbling around trying to act like a soldier. Although he's still bumbling. I mean, yeah. And the story actually forwarded a tiny bit of the plot as it shows us how smart, cunning, and ruthless Ball can be. Plus, it's not trying to be a lower deck episode, which the earlier episode was a bit of a fail as. I still didn't like it, but yes. We have another Riley situation. Look, he's breathing. Nobody breathes like that. Why isn't he Spike? You don't like him because you don't like him, and every complaint runs downhill from there. I don't think so. I think I had valid complaints. Maybe I didn't articulate them correctly because I'm me, but I think I had valid complaints. Right, to explain why Earth can still dial out to the other gates even though they don't work, think of it this way. Think of it like a phone, assuming you don't have any numbers memorized in your phone. Numbers get erased from your phone, you can't call anyone anymore. They can still call you if they have your number. The Stargates have lost their phone books except Earth's gate, so they can't call anyone because they don't have the right numbers. But Earth's gate still knows all the numbers and can dial out. I don't know. That doesn't make sense to the other explanation, actually. Because, I mean, it's not like they actually have... I know you're, like, using phone book as a, like, kind of metaphor here, but, like, what's that a metaphor for, exactly? Because, I don't know, they don't have a memory of addresses, so I don't really understand that, because, like, you know, if there was a memory of addresses, there'd be plenty of, like, places that were asking for Stargate coordinates that would have coordinates. Like, I don't know, I don't know if that makes sense. Felger reminds me of Jar Jar Binks. That's not a compliment. I grew up seeing that guy playing Harold on the Canadian TV show Red Green. I have a really hard time separating the role out whenever he gets goofy like that. If you know the character, you know what I mean. Okay? Why the Felger hate? Here's an actual funny version of the Big Bang Theory. Thinks a funny, nerdy character is. I don't agree. He's half Ross and half Joey and Friends. I don't think he's half Ross, and they're very different characters. He's Garth or the Ghostfaces in Supernatural. I didn't like the Ghostfaces either, so I mean... Ralph in The Flash, except... What? I think you're just listing characters. None of these characters fit the archetype at all. Probably the closest would be like a Big Bang Theory character, yeah, but I don't think any of these other ones that you've listed remotely are like Felga. I don't know. I think the real issue is he doesn't look like or overact like the 100 or the Vampire Diaries characters. No, I don't think so at all. I think perhaps, I don't know, I don't think you've understood my criticisms of the character. I mean, I watched every single episode of The Big Bang Theory, and, you know, despite the fact that everyone hates on it a lot, I actually thought the first couple of seasons of The Big Bang Theory were a lot of fun, and I enjoyed them, and I enjoyed the characters. And none of them looked like actors from The 100 or The Vampire Diaries, like, so I don't really understand that comment. And I don't understand the overacting thing, because Felga was absolutely overacting. So, what? I don't know. I feel like maybe you might be trying to have a dig at me about characters that I like that or dislike that you don't like or dislike, but I don't know, we all have our opinions. And I think I had some pretty valid reasons why I didn't like Felga. Can't go through them right now because I watched that episode a week ago and I kind of immediately wanted to forget it. So, yeah. Maybe I just wasn't very good at I mean, that's probably the case. I wasn't very good at articulating how I felt about the character as it was happening, because that's just the way that I am. I've never been very good with words, which is weird because I love to talk. But yeah, I don't know about that one. I don't know about that comment. When you reached the end of the episode and started going through your phone, my initial thought was, whoa, she's going to spoil it for herself. What, can I just say, actually, what the fuck is going on with Patreon comments? Like, every time that I think people are writing quotations, it's like, it's not keeping the quotation marks for some reason. It's, like, some people's, like, what are they called? Symbols? I don't know. I'm just gonna go with symbols. Some people's symbols are just turning into, like, at, amp, or, like, semicolon, or, like, and, quote, semicolon. I don't know what the hell is going on with this. Anyways, continue. She's really going to spoil herself. Somehow I knew you were checking to see if there was another episode. Have you ever intentionally spoiled yourself like that before? Yes and no. Only for shows that I don't think that I'm ever going to react to, and then I somehow in the future end up reacting to them. But other than that, no. No. Also, yes, a lot of the time when I watch stuff on my own, like when I don't react to stuff, I like to spoil myself on shows, because, I mean, I have no reason not to. I sometimes like to watch shows in my spare time and kind of work out where, like, I like look where characters go and, like, where they end up, and I'm like, I'm really curious how they get here, kind of thing. But no, not when I'm reacting to things, pretty much. I just needed to know if I was ever going to have to deal with that character again, because I didn't like him. And you know what? That's okay. I don't have to like every single character introduced. Yeah, I don't like this episode either. Thank you. Right. And then we have the next episode. This was an episode Christopher Judge was pitching since he first started wanting to write an episode back in season 4. I'm not sure if he had to keep reworking the pitch or if he had to keep trying until they finally said yes, but he wanted to write an episode for years about a group of women warrior Jafar. Well, I think it was a pretty decent episode. Like, I think it might be like one of the stronger Jafar episodes that we've had. Shan, you just spent 40 minutes shitting all over the previous episode. Now I just picture her reaction doing the chaka dance the entire time. Tony, make it so for the YouTube cat. I believe he's already edited the thing, so probably not. Looks like Jafar had their own mini-feminist movement, born out of desperation to save female children from being burned to death by a woman-hating Goa'uld. You know what I think about it? You know when I think about it? We hardly ever see any female Jafar, let alone female Jafar warriors. Literally the only time I remember seeing any female Jafar was Teal'c's wife and Shinnok. Both of which were Teal'c's love interests. I barely even remember Teal'c's wife's face. Talk about lack of representation. Kind of funny that like Teal'c just like he likes his female Jafar. There was something you said that confused me though. When Ishtar brought out the 2 teenage girls and said once they hit puberty, they will need a symbiote or they will die, you were confused and asked why. What were you thinking at the time? Did you think they were human because they didn't have the symbol on their woman-hating god on their forehead? Since teenage girl Jafar, they will eventually need symbiotes to live, as their immunity system will become non-existent without one. As we saw with Teal'c's son, when he first appeared, he nearly died until Teal'c's game gave him... No! I don't remember that happening! No, I don't remember it happening like that at all. Maybe I'm misinterpreting what happened, but I remember he was just not going to give him a symbiote, and he was going to be fine. I believe that they're just like normal. They're normal people, right? I think what happened was he got sick, or no, he got injured or something like that, and then Teal'c gave him his symbiote to save him. That's what happened, right? Maybe I'm misremembering. I don't know. You've seen the actress who plays Nessa, the little sister, before, although so briefly that I'm not surprised at all that you don't remember. She was the piano-playing neighbor girl in Kyle XY. Okay. Like a lot of the high school main cast, she was in the background for the pilot. Okay. Yeah, no, I don't remember, sorry. Of special interest is that her mother on the show is played by Terrell Rothery, who also plays Dr. Frasier in Stargate. They don't interact in this episode, though. Oh, well, there you go. Some of my least favorite types of episodes. I have several. Westerns, yep, I share that one big time. Black and white shit, no thanks. Return that noir crap to the store, please. I can't say noir for the... Noir, I think. I don't want it. Penultimate episode where they don't further the plot. Gross. There's probably more, but I think those 3 are probably my top of the dislikes. You're most welcome, Fruits. I'll endure watching Avenger 2.0 twice, and any other episode you find boring. This one was boring indeed. Shrugs. I bear it, so they don't have to. So I don't have to. Yeah. Remember when the 100 was good? Yeah. Anyways, let's continue. The full story is you walked past the shop, saw the smartwatch, figured you'd message me, I'd talk you out of it, but I'm bad at influence, and so you ended up buying it because I hyped up my own watch. Fairly certain you haven't regretted it yet, so you're welcome. Okay, Fruits, let's be real here. I watched that episode twice because of editing it. You're claiming that the yerk reaction was a joke? No, bitch. The look on your face betrays you. You were having a case of the stupid. You said, I guess I gotta crack some more. Okay, that was a yoke. Yeah, Chaka not pronouncing the first letter of his words when he speaks. You make a good point that maybe Chaka isn't his full name. Maybe it's T'Chaka, father of Black Panther. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I like that. Alright, comment reading section done. I've got an episode to get into. Up the speed. Okay. Yep, while you were talking, you missed the explanation to your own question. Dum-dum. Well, that's just what happens. This is a reaction video. Sometimes I talk over explanations, and then people tell me off for it, and then we have a reaction video. They said the entire game network was down, but the SGC gate was the only one in the network still able to dial because they built their own dialing computer instead of using a DHD. That is how they were able to dial out and talk to O'Neill and Daniel. Felga was a scientist who had literally only been off-world once before. While yes, it's true that there's people behind the scenes who teach the actors how to properly use / hold guns. Again, Felga was a scientist who's been off-world twice now. The fact that he doesn't really know how to hold a gun wasn't a gag. He's not trained to do that shit. You went on a bit of a nitpick on this one, Fruits, but I get it. You're frustrated. Sometimes you gotta let it all out. True, for Carter to go off-world with Felga alone was a dumbass decision to make. They went to a planet they knew was being controlled by Baal's forces, and she should have brought backup. That is a legit nitpick. It literally doesn't make any sense, because she's like, oh, I don't want to risk anyone else, but I mean, like, you literally risk people all the time when you go off-world, like, literally all the time. Just don't understand. Yeah, normally I'd be very annoyed. You'd try and look shit up on Internet Movie Database. Potentially spoiling yourself is a high risk when looking up shit. So hopefully you can stop yourself next time, because, well, I can't say why. But Felga was about as annoying as Ergo. You're off the hook for this time, Fruits. But be careful, please. Yes, I mean, I probably won't do it again. Oh! Stop meowing! What's wrong? Meow. Anyways, indeed, SG-1 was meeting some Jafar dude who wanted to be free. They got ambushed and then saved by these Jafar women. You got it right. The word you were looking for was ambush. Okay. Yeah, Lynn is all like... Sorry, it's very difficult to actually read these at the moment because for some, like I said just a bit earlier, for some reason Patreon has just like remove symbols or something. So like, I'm looking at like word, like a whole jumble of words, and the word is in the middle. It's I don't know how else to explain it. It's just like weird. It's just, for someone who can't read already, it's not going well. Where was I? There's no time to explain, but I'm seeing a fuck ton of pauses between people talking. There's a lot of time to explain, Miguel. I don't know, Fruits. I think there's plenty of scenes where we've seen male Jafar wearing outfits with exposed arms, even seen male Jafar with not wearing shirts. Plus, we've seen some female Jafar before, I think in the episode where Bonnie's dad shows up as a Goa'uld. But I think you're referring to the full getup, the metal armor, I believe. It not normally just a warrior thing. If they're in battle, it is a bit sexist to not show these women in full armor. Or does it actually set them apart from those warriors, put them above it, a message saying these women are such badasses they don't need armor? I mean, you can see it whatever way you want, but I mean, I think it's probably just a male gaze thing. I'm sorry, but that's just the truth, probably. Anyways, okay. Okay, Chris, I'm seeing a pattern here. You write an episode, and it has you ending up kissing some actress again. An actress who, by the way, he specifically asked for because he envisioned her in that role. I don't know what you think about that. Oh, really? Oh, okay. Speaking about this actress, this doesn't really mean much to you, but this is another appearance of a well-known Star Trek actor. In this case, Ishtar is played by Jolene Blalock, who played the Vulcan T'Pol on Star Trek Enterprise. Random nerd fact. You about Moloch. Just put him in a book. Buffy will take care of him in a couple of years. Actually, Fruits. Okay, look, I literally corrected myself immediately after this. I swear to God I did. That Buffy episode came out in 1987. This episode came out in 2003. It turns out Buffy's methods weren't good enough, and SG-1 might have to clean up after her. Look, I immediately corrected myself, I swear. I was like, I don't know what year it happened. Ishtar Lin, you are brave and true. Some Jafar women will go, ha, did she just say that because of what Ishtar told Lynn? She might as well be like, I'm brave too, I want to go. The editing of this episode is a bit bizarre. I must remember to use this somehow. All I did was add Tony, rude, to the edit. I suck. You know what I just realized? Daniel wears glasses because his eyesight is a bit fucky, but there was an episode earlier on in the show where he frequently used a sarcophagus and went a bit mad, and now I can understand that no longer using it would kind of turn him back into normal, perhaps. But why did his eyesight diminish again? My logical conclusion here is that I've joked about it before, but I'm now thinking that it might actually be true. Daniel doesn't need glasses. He just thinks it makes him look smart. Wouldn't be the first time I've heard someone who tried that, Fruits. I have no idea what you're talking about. I wouldn't have been able to do that a couple days ago. Literally, I found them as I was cleaning for my inspection. Honestly, the whole time I was thinking this woman who was pointing her staff weapon at Daniel was Nissa's mum. She is her sister. that has to be in a tribe kind of way, because they're all like sisters. Ain't no way they look even remotely the same age. Jafar woman. If I challenge Istra, who will follow me? Some random extra. Who this bitch? Also, nobody else said fucking anything. Added later. Oh, okay. That extra didn't say. That extra didn't say. She said, which was Jafar woman's name. Oh, that's awkward. So nobody was willing to follow her, and she got her ass handed to her by Ishtar. Yeah, that I enjoy that. Yeah, Nissa didn't strive to be like Neith. She's not nearly as great a warrior as she claims to be. She got her ass whooped. Yeah. Adding another ally to the list, the Haktil resistance. Slowly Tilk is gathering quite an army of free Jafar. But also, every now and then they just get slaughtered. Like, there's a couple of episodes where it's just like, a bunch of free Jafar has been slaughtered. And I'm like, okay, but how many do we have now? Or is this just like a Daenerys thing where, like, you know, half of her army is destroyed and then all of a sudden she has a magical extra half army that came out of nowhere? You live and you learn. On this case, you die and you learn. Yeah, that's not how life works, Fruits. If you die, you're dead, which means you haven't learned shit. Because of, well, you know, the whole being dead thing. I mean, other people learn from people's deaths. Don't take me so literal. Anyways, that was a long comment reading section. It's so short. Like, where did it all go? Anyways, let's get into it.
He is alive. You must go from this place. Why did your master betray Tilgeth? Speak! We came to forge an alliance. My master did not do this. He barely escaped alive.
Then what happened here?
One warrior. You must...
Okay. Got some kind of like Robocop looking thing. I don't know. I've never seen what Robocop looks like, but there you go. That's the extent of my reference. He's got some armor as well. I'm guessing he, I don't know, it looks more like a he body. Okay. It was doing damage, I guess. Who's under the helmet? Oh my god, it's so short! It's gonna take a minute to get used to. Already don't want you to take it off. Can you put it back on?
Looks like he's fused right into the suit.
Some sort of breathing filtration system.
Like Darth Vader? Oh, no thank you. Hard pass. That's not.
It's a Goa'uld. Quite frankly, that's not as shocking as the host.
How so?
It has an incredibly unusual organ structure.
Everything's out of proportion. Physiologically, the heart and lungs had to be abnormally large to supply enough blood and oxygen to its muscles. Basically, it's like someone tried to genetically engineer the perfect athlete without any concern for longevity. Even a Goa'uld symbiote wouldn't be able to compensate for long. We're still in the process of analyzing genetic data. There was no evident trauma from energy weapons.
What does that mean?
The warrior's armor appears to possess some sort of advanced energy absorption technology. If it works the way I think it does, it wouldn't matter how many staff or zap blasts were fired at it. Nothing would get through.
Are you suggesting
you
that
guys
Teal
took it down.
didn't kill this Goa'uld?
Apparently the host was on the verge of a pulmonary failure long before it
Oh,
encountered.
okay.
It had a heart
It
attack?
was just lucky.
Sorry, Teal.
No, it
didn't
was
stop.
lucky.
You and
Silk
Braytag
was
just
lucky.
got lucky.
Its entire cellular
I don't
structure
want
is
to
less
see
than
it.
3 weeks old.
Why do they have to gross me out?
Organic, but it was definitely created in a lab. This was obviously intended to be a new form of foot soldier, possibly a reaction to the recent uprising of the Jaffa. What's most interesting is that this being was not alive when it was first grown. It was given life after it reached its mature state.
Frankenstein's monster.
How do you know that?
Remnants of a unique energy signature within its cells. It's similar to the residual effects left by the use of a sarcophagus.
Could it give life to something that wasn't alive in the first place?
No, a sarcophagus is designed to boost health and longevity, heal or revive someone terminally injured. They are nowhere near powerful enough to animate non-living cellular matter.
Then what could have?
Thousands of years ago, Goa'uld found a device originally created by the ancients. The Goa'uld was able to use the technology to create the first sarcophagus. The Tok'ra have long sought this device in the hope of using it to perfect the sarcophagus technology.
Who was the first Goa'uld to find the device?
His name was Telchak.
Nicholas Ballard, my grandfather. One of Nick's early obsessions was finding the so-called Fountain of Youth. He claimed he'd found evidence indicating the source of the fountain's power was a piece of alien technology used by early Mayan tribes around 900 BC. Nick traces origins to Chak, the Mayan god of rain.
And you think this Chak may have actually been Telchak?
Just a hunch. Nick believed Chak's temple was located somewhere in Central America.
This is written in an obscure dialect of Goa'uld.
So where is it?
It's here. If Selmek's right, Telchak's temple is in southern Honduras.
How can we be certain the device is there?
Well, we can't, but,
We think we know who's responsible for creating the Goa'uld warrior.
Telchak?
no.
After Telchak created the sarcophagus, Anubis went to war with him for possession of the original ancient device.
And that was long ago, before Anubis attempted to ascend.
Anubis defeated Telchak, but he never did find the device. It was believed to be hidden in one of Telchak's many temples.
You think Anubis is behind this?
He knew about the technology. While he never actually found the device, he ultimately wouldn't need to.
He would have gained access to the knowledge when he ascended. He could have built himself a new one.
Still, it's only a guess.
Yes.
But it's a good one.
Dr. Jackson, take Dr. Lee and see what you can find. Dismissed.
I'm sorry to tell you this, senor, but there are no temples there. What you want to do is go north. There's lots of ruins. My cousin has a truck. We could be there in 5 hours.
Yeah, I'm sure the north is great, but we really want to go here.
Senor, I've been to this part of the country many times. There's nothing there, I promise you. North, that's
But
where
they
you want to
wanna go there.
Trust me.
Look, either you take us south or we'll find someone who will.
Okay. Your money.
So you say your cousin has a truck?
His house is just around the corner. Of course, there is the issue of filling the tank with gas.
Don't fucking look at him like that. We'll just find someone else.
Okay, now we're talking business. Let's go, gentlemen.
Look, I need a receipt or something. I gotta fill in the paper.
If Anubis is truly behind this, then his strategy is to assassinate any minor Goa'ulds vulnerable to attack, absorbing their troops and resources in preparation for battle with Baal and the System Lords.
Do we have any idea where they're coming from?
No.
Our fear is it's only a matter of time before Anubis targets Earth.
These beings are a great threat to all who hope to one day see the Goa'uld wither in defeat.
If Dr. Jackson can recover this ancient device...
Even if he does, there is no guarantee the Tok'ra can devise a weapon capable of fending off these warriors.
We were only able to learn a limited amount from our study of the dead warrior and its armor.
The only way to learn more is through interrogation.
What have we got, Major?
The warrior's armor is able to resist our strongest armor-piercing weapons, as well as absorb energy weapon fire. However, we've discovered that the material is made up of a close-knit fiber that's very similar to Kevlar, meaning something small and sharp should be able to penetrate, such as a fine-tipped trinium dart. According to Braytag, the fact that this Ramius is still alive makes him a likely target. And there are enough rebel Jaffa under his command that gaining access to the planet shouldn't be a problem. The plan is to stake out the Stargate on Ramius's planet and capture one of the warriors when it comes through.
What if one doesn't come through?
Would come home, I suppose. However, let's say
It
Braytag
is becoming more and more noticeable how,
much
how much
set up an ambush using a Tok'ra force field to trap the
he's
warrior,
not in
and
the
then get with
episodes
tranquilizer.
recently. Like, I know you guys told me as well that he has, like, a smaller schedule or whatever.
Keep things in, not out.
But it's very noticeable.
So what do you think?
I have some notes.
Why did he want a smaller schedule? Do we know?
Well, it should be right here, but
Nobody ever listens to me, man. I tell them there are no temples out here, but what do? They come out here anyways. No, the North. The North has roads. We could drive to any temple we want, but instead, we're out here walking through this jungle.
Yeah, okay, let's spread out, look for a temple. In lieu of that, look for a totem or marker of some kind. Anything that might tell us where to go from here. Go.
You didn't even move.
All right, Carter, do your thing. Reynolds, I want flanking position set up on either side of the clearing. How much faith in Plan A? Since when has Plan A ever worked?
Right.
Listen, we're gonna go, look around, stay put.
You got it, senor. Have fun.
Is this cramped thing getting to you? Why would they make these passageways so narrow?
Maybe they were skinny people.
Another roof, too. Oh, my head. Come on.
Skinny, short people.
Maybe there's a piece of... No, a drink that says drink me. Makes you smaller.
It's a dead end. There's no other passageway. Nothing on the walls or ceiling, no glyphs, no seals, no ancient
Okay,
script.
clearly you push down on the bricks and it opens a hidden area.
Isn't there always...
I mean, I've watched a lot of stuff. We know this.
You know, I mean, somewhere there's bound to be. Maybe not.
SG-1, this is SG-3 Sierra. Target has just come through the gate and is en route to your position.
Do it.
Ooh. That's something that they would have gotten from Apophis, right? Because Apophis had like
I don't understand.
shielding.
Get him again?
Third Dart can kill him. We want him alive.
I'm a bitch.
I mean, maybe he is immune to whatever is in your dart. Like, maybe his armor's not immune, but maybe he is.
Fire the hole!
It's a Power Ranger looking dude. Why did I go with Robocop? It's the Black Power Ranger.
C4!
He's not even attacking. I mean, he killed a bunch of Jafar, but...
Sir, our position's been made.
SG-3 Sierra, dial a gate. We're aborting the mission.
Negative, SG-1. We have major unfriendly Jaffa closing in on our position. We cannot hold the gate. Repeat, Stargate is not secure.
Soon we will be surrounded. If we fight, many more will die.
What do you want to do?
Surrender. There is a chance Adele and his rebel Jafar can free us later.
Dr. Jackson, Dr. Lee.
Yeah, we're here. Yeah,
This episode is like one half Power
It'll be a
Rangers.
while.
One half Indiana Jones.
Oh, we're paying him by the hour.
What good's that gonna do? At least it has writing on it. What's it say?
I have no idea.
Careful!
So we're technology of a sarcophagus, which by itself causes madness and addiction. This is supposedly something far more powerful. So accidentally activating it could be bad. Okay. Let's just try picking it up without touching it too much.
So you go to touch it with all four hands. Should have put your, I don't know, shirt over it or something.
I think running would be a good idea right about now.
Oh.
Dr. Jackson, can you hear me?
Hey. Hey, what, a little conversation gonna kill you? Look, I know you're all about loyalty. Well, so am I. In fact, many's the...
Silence!
Yep.
Hear me, Jafar. Your master is a false god and will surely be defeated. However, you still have a chance to be free.
Your words mean nothing to me. I know who you are. The Shola, Tilk, and Braytak, who kneel at the tower. Assassins who believed they could slay my master.
Well, if we're assassins,
Who's that?
Dr. Jackson! Dr. Lee, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Did you quick with that?
Are you okay? I thought you
Yeah,
were dead
let's
for
be
sure. What
careful
happened
when touching it. Immediately uses it to like hold yourself up.
Prevent people from escaping alive.
You're good.
Oh my god, everyone's touching it now.
I'm not going to rob you, senor.
Oh, this guy.
Hostia. Madre de Dios.
Consider this. Does it sound like it's going well?
Your master will be slain, as will you if you do not free us.
You lie. My master is a god.
You're next, you know. Ramius will force you to die for him while he attempts to escape.
My god will fight for his people.
You are wrong, my friend. Your god is somewhere cowering in fear like a child. I have seen it before. He will not hesitate to sacrifice all your lives to save his own.
Hey! What about us? Shouldn't it be getting easier to convince these guys?
Sir?
Hang in there, Reynolds.
As long as it takes.
Ramius has fallen. Go now before it comes for you.
Come on, let's go, let's go, let's go.
Come on.
Listen, if this is some sort of turf thing we're not aware of, we're sorry.
Oh no, senor, please, por favor, don't speak.
No, I'm just saying that whoever you guys think we are, we're not.
Who do I think you are?
I don't know. We're scientists, archaeologists, as a matter of fact. I'm just saying that if, this is a kidnapping, which I'm assuming it is, that we should know that we're not worth anything.
Trust me, gringo.
I mean, you are.
Something to somebody.
I tripped. I'm sorry. Gee, I can't see anything.
Chalo!
What just happened?
Guide. Tried to run. What can you do? Maybe now we'll stay on the path. Eh, muchachos? After you. Vámonos.
Guy. Isn't it funny that I'm like, poor guy, I did that one guy, and then there's like a ton of Jafar here that are dead, and I'm just like, I feel nothing.
Ouch! It would appear Ramius was attempting to get to one of his ships.
Sir, I think we still have a chance to capture the warrior.
How?
Transport cycle complete.
Carter, did you get him?
Got him.
Good.
Indeed.
Who do you serve?
Speak!
I serve Anubis.
How were you created?
I think it's safe to assume they're not going to get anything more out of him. Have you found anything else?
Our initial scans indicate below normal brainwave patterns emanating from both the symbiote and the host. Basically, he's got all the strength and healing powers of a normal Goa'uld, but none of the normal personality traits.
The Goa'uld use sophisticated brainwashing techniques.
I'm open to suggestions. How can we find out what it knows, if anything?
There is one possibility. We may be able to use a memory recall device to access any conscious images in its mind as it thinks.
I was gonna suggest that. I was.
Do it.
You can't tell me I wasn't.
What is your planet of origin?
That's the sky above his planet.
I don't recognize any of these star configurations. This could be anywhere.
We have star mapping technology that should be able to pinpoint this location in the galaxy. He just gave us his homeworld.
I know it's not much, but we do what we can. So, here's my proposal for you. I will ask questions, you give me answers. I believe you, you get more water, food, maybe even a blanket at night. Okay? Okay. Who do you work for?
Told you we're archaeologists.
Maybe I was not so clear. If I don't believe you, things get worse for you. Much worse.
You kill us, you get nothing.
Maybe I kill one of you to get your government's attention. Who lives? Who dies? That's up to you, my friend.
Okay, you listen to me. What you're doing now is a big mistake. See, people, very powerful people are gonna come for us, and, well, let's just say by letting us go now, you're gonna save yourself a lot of trouble.
Okay. We'll do it the hard way. Understand this.
You're an idiot,
I
dude.
will not hesitate to kill you both. Make an example of you for your government so the next time they will take us seriously. You should know, many prisoners talk as you do. My friends will come and save me. Gives them hope.
Toker call it Tartarus. It's a seemingly unoccupied planet on the edge of Goa'uld controlled space.
The Toker are currently trying to get as close as they can.
Does
to
the
assess
doctor
any
live there?
defenses that might be there.
I know. Tartarus.
I'm afraid I have some
Tartarus. But close
I
enough.
just received a communique from the State Department in Washington. It appears that Daniel Jackson and Dr. Lee have been kidnapped.
To be continued. Hey, what's up, you guys? Quick interruption here. As you are no doubt aware, these past few years have been tough on all of us. And there are some things that none of us can hide from. The cost of living, for instance, food and things like electricity, gas, and water have all gone up, and they continue to go up. Now, I don't really like to advertise this, but in order to afford keeping the lights on, the camera running, and to be able to provide you guys with new content like this very edit, for example, I feel I need to let you guys know about how you can help support the channel and myself. I have a Patreon that if you pledge to, you're helping support the channel, and in return you can get a vast amount of content that you wouldn't regularly get on YouTube, such as full unedited reactions to my regular content, a ton of other shows and movies that you probably don't even know that I've reacted to. A link to this can be found in the description below, and it really does help the channel by keeping me and my very cute cats alive. Think of the cats. If you're interested, you can also check out our website, which is also linked below. Perhaps there's some shows and movies there that you didn't even know that I reacted to, but you always wanted to see. Please know, pledging is entirely your own choice, of course. You're welcome to stay here on YouTube and wait for the edits to come out. No worries. I'm not going anywhere. More edits are coming. I understand not everyone is in the position to support creators, but any help is welcome. Anyways, thank you for your continued support, whether it's through YouTube or on Patreon. You guys are the best. Now please, enjoy the rest of the video. Alrighty, well that was Stargate SG-1 Season 7 Episode 11. It was an okay episode. I feel like the episode was very different on like both spectrums. Like, the two different stories were so vastly different. Like, one was an Indiana Jones that turned into like a kidnapping, and the other one was I don't know, Power Rangers turned into kidnapping. I don't know. Yeah, I'm wondering where this is going exactly. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.